potatoes. They're a staple of modern cuisine, being the most eaten vegetable in the entire US. So to give it the honor it deserves, I'll be spending my entire summer holiday planting 100,000 potatoes on this Minecraft SMP. And little did I know, this was going to be a story of teamwork, war, betrayal, and most of all, potatoes. But how much is 100,000 potatoes actually? This huge field is 100,000 potatoes. Just kidding, that's only 10%. This is actually 100,000 potatoes. And smart as always, I decided that I was going to plant all these potatoes in the spawn area, because no one would grief them there. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea. And when the owner caught wind of this, he decided to make the steaks a bit juicier.
Well, so you can actually manage to get 100,000 potatoes? I'll give you something special for all your troubles.
So after my teammate Phantom had given me some gear, including a netherite hoe, what the fuck? I started to plant the potatoes. But then I started to notice a player called Pixster who was watching me. Ominously. Pixster had a reputation on the server for stealing from the poor to make himself richer. I mean, now that I say it, it doesn't even sound that bad. That's basically just Nestle. But surely he wouldn't hurt a potato farmer. Pixster then proceeded to tell me that if I were a good storyteller, I would show this in my video to show my struggles. So, lights, camera, action. After this devastating struggle, I had nothing left. Pixster destroyed all the potatoes, he even took the kids. And this is the part of the video where I tell you to subscribe! See, my friend Sam recently passed me in subscribers, and now he's been saying some pretty mean stuff on Discord. So subscribe so that we can pass him back.
Please, I'm begging you, I need this.
Also, for every subscriber I get on this video, I'll be planting another 10 potatoes. So subscribe to claim yours. Now on with the video. Undeterred by Pigster's pathetic attempt, I just kept planting potatoes for hours until I finally had filled the entire island. Happy with what I'd accomplished, I went to bed. But when I logged on the next morning, nothing was there. I knew this was the work of Pigster, but there wasn't anything I could do about it. If this kept going on, I'd never be able to plant all the potatoes. But why? Why would Pigster do this? Well, I'd only later find out. You see, the server held a presidential election for who should be the protector of spawn, the winner being my teammate Lenzos. He was granted the presidential sword, whose power grew with how many blocks were at spawn, unbeknownst to me, to which I was contributing. But what this absolute dingus Pigster didn't know was that potatoes didn't even count, so he was just destroying my potatoes for nothing. And this had now become a problem. But knowing that I didn't have any other option, I begrudgingly continued to plant potatoes.
Yes, it does. It has everything to do with it. It has everything for you to sit here and press. Look at me when I talk to you.
And finally, after some time, I had replanted what Pixster destroyed. So now it was time to go further.
I should make a block lower.
Yeah, this was incredibly boring. But honestly, from there it was just smooth sailing. That no one was getting in my way, I could just plant as many potatoes as I wanted. So I went on for days upon days just planting and planting. But honestly, it just wasn't fun. And I just got so bored that I started playing a different game. And I was just doing things that weren't related to the potatoes whatsoever. Fuck, I messed up the timing,
Oh, why is this villager in the one block I need to use? Why did I wake up?
But after a couple days, something happened. While I was asleep, two of my teammates called Eddie and Lenzo snuck over to the potatoes and destroyed thousands upon thousands of potatoes. But of course they had a good reason to do that. They wouldn't just betray. They were bored. You know what, Eddie? F you, here are your base coordinates. But I knew that as soon as I got this potato sword, they'd stand no chance against me. So I grinded on and on until eventually I was done. And so, finally, after all this time, it was time to get my potato sword. All I had was knockback 10. So I knew that I'd have to get my revenge in a different way. And remember that president thing I mentioned earlier? Well, Lenzos had spent a lot of time placing netherrack blocks at spawn to make himself stronger. So, to get my revenge and to prove he shouldn't mess with me, I decided I was going to farm 1000 TNT and blow it all up. I've got all the materials. That is exactly 1000 TNT. Well, there goes all that. Okay, anyway. I had fun. Soon after this, many more potatoes were griefed, but since I was done, I didn't really care, knowing while the potatoes may be destroyed, what they couldn't destroy was the memories I'd made on the server. Penises, or is that just like...